So a few weeks ago, I finished reading Dune Messiah, which is the second book of the Dune book series, and is the book that the final movie is based off of in the Dune trilogy by Denis Villeneuve. So these are all the things that I expect and also what I do not expect. So yeah, spoiler alert, potentially. So yeah, be aware. Now, by the ending of the second movie, it ends with the Fremen going on their intergalactic jihad. However, in the second book, it doesn't showcase any of that. Instead, it just mentions the jihad all throughout the book, just making references to it. Because in the second book, it already establishes that Paul Atreides is the Emperor. Another is the fact that his sister, Aaliyah, is there, so expect Anya Taylor-Joy to be there. Now, as for Stilgar, his portrayal is vastly different from both the first book and also from the two first movies. Basically, he's more of a politician and a council member to Paul, so you can think of him as like a cabinet member, but he's still his best friend. Now it's time for the crazy shit. So the main antagonist in the book is basically Paul's opponents trying to usurp him and remove him as emperor. And one way for them to do that is basically resurrecting Duncan Idaho. But the difference is that Duncan Idaho has a different name because he only remembers that Duncan Idaho was his past life, and also he has two metallic eyes. Yeah, they replace his eyes. Another thing is that Chani in the books gets killed off later on after she gives birth to their two children, with the two children becoming the main plot point in the third book, The Children of Dune. Now, in the final parts of the book, this is where things get really fucking crazy. In their attempts to assassinate Paul Atreides, they decided to use a nuclear weapon against him, but it didn't kill him. Instead, it made him lose his eyes instead. So yeah, hopefully in the movie, expect Timothée Chalamet to just have empty eye sockets. Now, even though Paul is physically blind, this didn't mean that he was technically blind because he can still predict the future, so he can technically still see and have vision. Yeah, listen, I know, it's fucking crazy. When I was reading this, it's fucking crazy. Now, obviously, I didn't get to every single thing in this book because it's a lot to take in, but those are just the big things that you guys should probably expect and also possibly not expect in the film, but it is all featured in the book. So get to reading the Dune books if you dare, because I am.